You get cooking. Health warning. Sensitivity warning. Capcom warning. Autosave warning. Hell weird. Alright. Investigation day 2, Dirk's confession. Alright. Alright. Okay, so we finished talking to him about all his details, which I will have totally forgotten. And that's okay. We showed him the things we wanted him to see. We had a new quest of nothing. We have no quest. Oh dear. Hold on. Do you have history? Oh. A revolution is going on outside the temple. Or possibly inside the temple. Who knows? Temple. May 18th. Temple. Temple. Whoa, what is all this?
What are they? Huh? Well, look at that. The people are coming to take their courts back. Don't hold back, man! Arrest them all!
Dirk belongs to the people. Give him back. Yeah, where are you holding him? Quiet down, you. And my big sister, too. She didn't do anything wrong. Stop pulling my hair. Release my son. Release him now. Stop that. No biting. This is really something. And it looks like a dance, and the Mrs. Inmate are leading the charge. You unenlightened fools. Do you honestly think this will change anything? Yuri, why do you keep serving that witch Garan? Ah, it's... Hey, Naira. You again? What's going on here? It would appear that the insurgents are fanning the flames of rebellion. But I never thought it would grow so large. However, they will all be under arrest shortly. Reinforcements are almost here. They'll be arrested? Just for protesting? They are aiding and abetting a criminal by seeking his release. Her Eminence, Queen Garan, has ordered they be arrested and judged en masse. Aren't you once a member of the Defiant Dragons too? How can you go along with this? I'm simply following the orders that Her Eminence has handed down. Oh, it can't be as simple as that. Listen, Mayetta, there's something I want to talk to you about. Hey, you're not getting away this time. We need to talk. I see there is no reasoning with you. Very well then. Speak. Dirk. Naira, do you really have to serve as prosecutor on Dirk's case? I mean, prosecuting your own flesh and blood is just not right. Again, with this drivel, your ethical standards are not the be-all, end-all of the world around you. I'm not getting into another debate with him. Naira, did you know that Dirk is sick? What? He apparently does not that much longer to live. If found guilty, he probably wouldn't even make it until his execution day. What are you talking about? Knowing this, are you still prepared to send an already dying man to his grave? Why even say that? Then it just means the whole thing doesn't matter. Well, didn't Dirk just tell us this as a secret? Like, not to blurt to the first person we run into? Oh, I can't scroll back that far. Back. Enough with the Zen monk act, Naida. Tell me how you really feel. Mr. Justice, each person is born with a role to fulfill, and I must fulfill mine. Well, I'm not convinced that taking Dirk to trial is part of your lot in life. That's why you've been at Garan's every beck and call? I think I might have the answer. Amra. Naida, you know the truth about your mother, don't you? About how the former queen is still alive and being held somewhere? So Dirk told you, did he? Yes, it's true. My mother was spirited away to some remote corner of this kingdom to keep her safe from harm. Safe from harm? But Dirk said the Garan regime is holding her captive. No, they are keeping her safe. So, you don't know where Amra's being held? I only know that it is some secluded hideaway where visitors are not allowed. I have heard she lives a simple life, akin to that of monastic disciples. Sure sounds like she's being held captive to me. Listen, Naida, aren't you really doing the Queen's bidding? Because she's holding Amra captive? And this whole thing with Dirk? You know we didn't really kill Inga, don't you? Dirk doesn't have much longer to live, so I want to help him however I can. This time it's our turn. You could have been killed, but you risked your life to save us. Why? What a silly question. What father wouldn't risk his life to save his own children? Naida, Apollo, don't you ever hesitate to call when you need me. Understand? It's our turn to help Dirk however we can. He does not agree. What you speak of is futile. Huh? Let it go. Move on. The guilty verdict, the hopelessness, you must resign yourself to it all. Clinging to false hope now will only serve to magnify your future despair. So let it go and move on. Aida, are you really just gonna roll over on this? Yeah. I have no more time for idle chatter. I must prepare for tomorrow's trial. Now, if you'll excuse me. Oink. Paulo, I sensed a whirlpool of emotions coming from within Prosecutor Sidmati just now. Anger, shock, bewilderment, and an icy sorrow as deep and dark as an abyss. Yeah, I picked up on that too. Looks like Dirk really won't be the only one who'll need my help tomorrow. I think it's about time to pay Queen Gatran another visit and ask her about her sister Amra. Okay. Examine the crowds, the police. Look at all these people. They got the whole temple surrounded. And it looks like Dance is fanning the flames. The police are going to really have their hands full with this many protesters. This whole thing is like a powder keg waiting to go off. We should keep our distance for now. Okay. And we can expect everything else. Expect, it's all the same. Why are people in the sacred pool? People are not supposed to be in the sacred pool. This is said to be a sacred spring, and a pathway for souls to follow. People of Kurain believe the spring draws souls to the temple. And by the truth gained in the Hall of Justice beyond, they're memorialized. It seems that legal trials and funeral rites are inseparable in this country. Wait, so the hall is in the temple? The courtroom? The Hall of Justice beyond. Okay, so it may not be in the temple, but it's beyond the temple. Well, it's beyond the spring. Back. Okay, ooh. Okay, we can go all over. Heck. Okay, but to the Queen. The Queen. May 18. Gatran Palace. Audience Chamber. The Royal Guard isn't around. That is utter hooey. You cannot continue to deceive the people like that. Raifa, justice is much more than simply speaking the truth. Is that Princess Raifa and Queen Gatran over there? I don't know. You keep questioning out their voices. And yeah, it doesn't matter because I'll ignore them and pronounce everyone the way I pronounce Phoenix. But back. Is that Princess Raifa and Queen Gatran over there? You deceive me too, Mother. How can I ever believe a word you say again? How can I ever believe a word you say again? You nincompoop. Ah. Your benevolence. I couldn't help but overhear. You impudent. Are you okay, Mr. Wright? Can't believe she actually punched you. Okay. Punching does not produce the sound ka-thunk. Oh, Kami, hey, howdy, welcome in. Yeah, I'm used to it by now. What's the matter with the princess? It sounded like she was arguing with her mother. Maybe it has something to do with this picture. Raifa said that she had to ask her mother about some secret or another as soon as she saw it. So then, does that mean that Princess Raifa knows what really happened? That Amara wasn't assassinated and is still very much alive? It would seem so. And she doesn't seem to be taking Gatran's lies very well. But that's no surprise, considering how much Raifa reveres her mother. That definitely caused her a great deal of anguish and sadness. Eavesdropping, are we? How very rude. You there. Are you not Dirk's son? Oh, nice to meet you, Your Eminence. We're actually here to speak with you, if you could spare a moment. Amara's alive? Your Eminence. Dirk told me about Amara. About how she's still alive, that is. We know not of what you speak. After Dirk learned Amara was still alive, he rescued her and they ran off together. She was captured and remains captive in a secret location this day. As for Naya to doing your bidding, it's only because Amara's life is in your hands. What an active imagination you have. A lawyer and a comedian. How droll. Whoa, where'd they come from? Anyway, if she's gonna play dumb, I'll just have to jog her memory with some evidence. Evidence, you say? The picture, probably? Hold on, this is not the correct button. Let's go to a whole separate present menu. Your Eminence, I asked you to take a look at this photo. Why, that's... It's a photo of Amara. You can see a logbook bearing the mark of the Defiant Dragons. So Amara is Nina? Is that now what my guess is? And here you can see a logbook bearing the mark of the Defiant Dragons. I believe you know what that means. No. Very well. Royal Guard, stand down. Yes, Your Eminence. Your wish is our command. It seems there is no need to perpetuate this charade any longer. We shall speak of all we know. Amara's alive! So then, you admit that Amara's still alive? Yes. She is under our protection in a safe location. I think you mean being held prisoner. And where's she being kept? Now why would we tell the son of a traitor that? I guess she has a point there. Now, heed our warning, horned devil. It would not be wise to inform the people that Amara yet lives. It would only serve to plunge public order into chaos. I have no intention of doing that. Besides, there are real terrorists out there. Why try to kill him? Good. Now, there was something we've been meaning to ask you. Do you know what has become of the Founder's Orb? Orbis. The Founder's Orb went missing after Dirk took it into the tomb. As his son, we thought you might know something of its current whereabouts. I knew it. I suppose I should thank you for that free running tour of the ride. Free running tour. And that was the Royal Guard's own doing. Nice try, lady. But now you're definitely not getting the orb ever. Why do you want the orb so badly anyway? Because it would be most dangerous in the wrong hands. It must be recovered. Is the legend true? Can the orb really impart spiritual power? Are you worried that someone could overthrow you with it? The Holy Mother's power is without equal. Should Her Holiness once again return to our world, she could conceivably bestow great power upon the one who unlocked the orb's secret. I guess it makes sense, considering spirit channeling is a fact of life here. So we ask you, Horned Devil, did you receive the Founder's Orb from Dirk? Does it look like I did? So you like to play games, do you? Royal Guard. Yes, Your Eminence. Search this devil and his belongings. What? We left it in a safe house, didn't we? It's not upon our person, is it? I sure don't see it. At once, Your Eminence! Don't move. You're only making this harder on yourself. Yikes! Hey, cut it out! What the? Oh no. Hollow, don't strip here. Stop resisting. Just submit to our strip search already. No, wait. Hey, cut it out. Such rustlings. Ah. Rest in pieces, my poor tattered dignity. There's no sign of the Founder's orb, Your Eminence. So, you've hidden it somewhere. No matter. We shall recover it one way or another, once you're found guilty of abetting the accused. Dirk was right. She really is bent on getting the orb. Mother? Looks like the princess is back. I took us through to try to calm myself, but I still find the situation unacceptable. The people must be informed about Queen Amra. Huh? So she does know about that. Raifa, you do not possess... You do not yet possess a clear grasp of how government and its people interact. There will always be secrets that must be kept from the ignorant masses. You have little faith in our people, Mother. But it is the royal priestess's duty to always speak the truth. And as such, I cannot remain silent. I will not. The truth, you say? Your mind has been poisoned by the barbed one. It was an honor and a pleasure, Your Eminence. We must speak with our child. It is a mother's duty to discipline her child, after all. Now, if you would excuse us. Discipline? Coming from her, I don't like the sound of that at all. Well, Apollo, let's head back to the safe house for now. Good idea. We need to go over what we found and collect our thoughts. I want to examine the throne. Apollo, what are you doing? This is the Queen's audience chamber. You can't snoop around in here. Oh, right, sorry. I wonder what it'd be like to sit there with Athena and Mr. Right groveling at my feet. Oh, no. No, stop. I can't let myself think about that sort of thing. Oh, no. Alright, so I'm not allowed to touch nothing. Right. Okay. What is my... Go back to the safe house, okay. I know. As a stream and everything has to go in one. In the eyes and out the mouth and touch nothing in between. May 18, former Sidamati law offices. You're back. Thank you for holding down the fort, Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth. Sorry it took so long. Hope you weren't too bored. I watched The Plume Punisher, Warrior of Neo Twilight Realm, while you were gone. My verdict is, it's an outrage, especially its theme song. Even worse, people here believe it's an original variety show, can you believe? already spoken about it with Mr. Butterball, but I'm not sure what he's babbling about. At least it seems he wasn't bored. Moving along to things that actually matter. We've gathered about all the information and evidence we can concerning this case. I think it's time we go over everything we've learned so far. About Inga's murder. The Orb trial, Maya's abduction, and the murder of the mastermind behind it all, Justice Minister Inga.
Queso.
Queso. Howdy do, guy. Welcome out. It's a lot to consider. Think you have all the facts straight in your head? Yep, I got it covered, Mr. Wright. It's the truth about what really went down that's going to be the problem. Yeah. It's like the more we learn about this case, the less we understand. I agree. There's a deep darkness enveloping this case. I'm almost afraid of what we'll find once we lift that black veil. Suffice to say, the real killer is certainly waiting underneath. Real killer, huh? That's $1 million question. Who killed Inga and why? Think, Apollo. Who would you say had a motive to commit this crime? I, for one, drawn a complete blank. Well, Admiral, for one. I want to know how the killer slipped into the tomb, killed Inga, and slipped back out. Disguised as the princess's nanny? No. Without ever being seen. That's a bona fide locked room mystery right there. So I say a locker room mystery. That'd be one of those. Well, we've collected plenty of evidence and statements. Just hope the rest comes out in court. That'll be a thinner tightrope than usual, that's for sure. Admiral's assassination. This case has one big fly in the ointment. In order to prove they're completely innocent, we'll also have to exonerate him of the crime committed 23 years ago. Admiral's supposed assassination. Hydrate. Oh, woo. Thank you, Otter Ishmael. I hope you're taking it easy. Hammer's supposed assassination. Right. We know Hammer's still alive, but Dirk can still be charged with plotting to kill him.
Much pain, so it's hard.
But he couldn't discover the truth, even after over 2 decades of investigating. So our biggest hurdle is going to be the complete lack of evidence. The fire made sure of that. Mr. Wright, have you ever won a case without any evidence? No, that's one thing I've never done before. She'll be like, I did. I went through a whole case. We only learned the stuff that we picked up inside the trial as it came out. No, that's one thing I've never done before. Trial unprecedented, even the decorated annals of the Right Anything Agency. Still, I can't help but wonder, is there really no evidence left behind? Oh, and we can't forget about the Defense Culpability Act. Those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. In short, if Dirk is found guilty and is sentenced to death, we'll likely join him in a very public execution. Yeah. Meet the charges or die? What kind of crazy upside-down legal system is this, anyway? Don't worry. I can I can't ask someone as young as you to risk your life, Athena. So tomorrow it'll just be me and Apollo on the courtroom floor. But you can support us by watching from the gallery. What? No! I want to help. I'm part of the agency too, after all. Sorry, but this is a direct order from your boss. Plus, there's Prosecutor Blackwell to think of. He said he'd use me for sword practice if I put you in harm's way. Salmon. Well, at least promise me this, you two. Promise me you'll make it back alive. Isn't that the hard part? Make it back alive, huh? What's with that face, Apollo? You'll never inspire confidence in your client like that. Remember your toxic positivity training. And it'll play right into the prosecution's hands. Remember, the worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. Back. You're right. I'm fine. Even when it seems hopeless, or when there's not a shred of evidence to be found, we can never let it show on our faces, right? Lawyers don't cry. Will I actually be able to do that tomorrow? When push comes to shove, will I be able to force my biggest smile? To be continued. Right now. Save your current progress, yes. Saving our Congress. Yes. May 19, 8:50 a.m. High Court of Kurain. Yes. Oh. Anime. Yeah. This is the environment under which we are going to be bargaining. May 19, 9:28. High Court of Hurain. Accused lobby. Imagine giving the accused a lobby. It's complete chaos outside. Let's just say the Defiant Dragon supporters demonstrating for Dirk's freedom have taken a very special interest in the outcome of today's trial. They look about ready to string us up if we lose. Trials here are pretty much like the ones back home, but with one major difference. The divination seance. The victim's final memories will become a matter for deliberation. I've heard about that. But they haven't stopped you from winning your cases here in Kurain. True, but it wasn't easy. Still, the memories of the dead are simply another piece of evidence. There's always a way to deal with them if your client is truly innocent. Oh, well, I know Dirk is innocent, but... I have one more big secret. Apollo, in court tomorrow, you may find yourself faced with a truth that is difficult to accept. But I know you, and I know you can handle the truth, no matter what it turns out to be. I know that because I believe in you. You're my son, after all. Dirk, what is that secret you're keeping? Hey, AJ. Here you go, just like I promised. The Founder's Orb added to the court record. The Founder's form has appeared from within. It seems only the Queen knows the Founder's real name. Thanks, Dad. Wait, weren't you arrested by the police yesterday? Yep, I spent the night in the slammer. I had a fine meal, a shower, even a bed. What more could I ask for? Well, actually sounds way better than where we're staying. Just remember, AJ, if Dirk's found guilty today, we'll all probably be found guilty under the Defense Culpability Act, too. Yeah, Naida said something to that effect. That witch Gatround wants to take advantage today to crush our revolution once and for all. The fate of the revolution, and every Kurai's person rests on this trial. We're counting on you, AJ. We're fine. I'm gonna win this one, you'll see. The trial will begin shortly, Apollo. Let's make our way into the courtroom. Right. May 19, High Court of Kurain. Day 1, court is now in session. All rise. Heck. Let the trial of Dirk Marty begin. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Majesty. So it's really come down to this. Well, don't expect me to hold anything back, neither. This trial will examine both the murder of Justice Minister Inge Kurain and the assassination of the former Queen Amorous Sigata Kurain. First, I believe we should address the murder of Minister Inga. Would that be acceptable, Prosecutor Sidamadi? Prosecutor Sidamadi? Yes, of course. Please proceed. Oh, what's with him? Oh, very unlike you, Prosecutor. Is your mind elsewhere this day? Not at all, Your Majesty. Are you really going to be able to go through with this, Naida? Well, Prosecutor Sidamadi, I would be remiss if I failed to voice a concern of mine. I've heard mentioned that you are son to the accused, Dirk Sidamadi. You have heard true. Does that fact pose some sort of a problem, Your Majesty? Our father being prosecuted by his own son? Could one possibly deliberate such a case without having personal feelings intervene? Yes, without question. Can you really handle this? Even if it is Prosecutor Sidamadi going against his own fathers, how can the son of a criminal even be a prosecutor in the first place? Dirk? Fellow citizens, you would do well not to underestimate my son. He's not one to allow personal feelings to interfere with the execution of his duty. Isn't that right, Naida? I will not stop until my work here is done. See? So all you doubters just sit back down before you trip over your own stupidity. The accused will not take the stand without first being summoned. In any case, if Prosecutor Sidamadi has no issue with this arrangement, then let us commence the deliberations.
Objection!
La Reina. One moment, if you would. Your Eminence. Your Eminence, what brings you here? Your Majesty, it would appear that Prosecutor Sidamati does indeed have some reservations. No, that's not true. Did you truly believe you could deceive me, Nyota Sidamati? One should hold no reservations if one is to stand on these hallowed funerary grounds. I have none, Your... No, it is clear we cannot leave this matter to you. We shall handle the prosecution of enemy of the crown, Dirk Sidamati, personally. But remain by our side and bear witness to how true prosecutor enforces the law.
Excuse me? But is the Queen going to prosecute the case? Is that, kosher?
There is no need for concern. Before we were crowned Queen, we served as a prosecutor.
Really?
As a foreigner, your ignorance can be excused, but know this. The prosecutor in charge of the Queen Amara assassination case 23 years ago was none other than Her Eminence Queen Garan Zigadar Hussain.
First your Majesty, and now this? Why doesn't anyone tell me these things? I'd heard she served as the Minister of Justice, but she was also a prosecutor? I'm guessing she probably moved up the ladder from prosecutor to Justice Minister. Yes, she was top cop.
We prosecuted that case 23 years ago, but no verdict was ever rendered. We'd won guilty verdicts in every case until then, for no lawyer could stand up to us. I'm at a loss for words. To think I would once more bear witness to Her Eminence at work in the Hall of Justice. Our first trial in 23 years. No quarter shall be given to criminals. We shall prosecute them with all our might. Oh no.
Ah! Going all out.
Oh, what a magnificent sight.
The Queen's retired from her prosecutor days. Do you think we'd get to see it once more? What, That's Queen Garan? Talk about an extreme makeover.
How thirsty.
It's all coming back now, the feel of my blood pumping through my veins. Woe to you, enemies of Crown, for I shall personally slice, dice, and grind you up into hog feed.
I don't suppose I can ask her to roll back to her polite pre-makeover personality?
Know this, lawyer.
Yes?
Now that I stand as prosecutor, consider your defense's bench a headman's scaffold. If you wish to leave any last words, I advise you to start thinking of them now. While you still have a head with which to think, that is.
She's dead serious.
Now, it is time for the divination seance. Dreifer, come forward. Your benevolence, thank you for gracing us with your presence. Your benevolence, I understand it may be a bit difficult for you, but may we proceed with the divination seance? Yes, let us proceed. Forgive me for asking, but are you feeling physically unwell? If so, I would advise you to avoid any undue exertion. Your benevolence?
What's wrong? It's like her mind's anywhere but here. It's not like she's a grieving child who just lost her father, who was attempting to murder her mother, and she's just finding out that her whole world is barking, barking, barking. A lot's happened since yesterday. On top of the murder of her beloved father, she found out that he'd been planning a coup. In other words, the things that I just said. And today she'll have to experience his death through his own eyes. Yeah, that'd be enough to shake anyone up. Still, it seems like she's worse off today than she was yesterday. Yeah, I don't remember her being this depressed.
We must speak with our child. It is a mother's duty to discipline her child, after all. Now, if you would excuse us.
Discipline? Coming from her, I don't like the sound of that at all. Wait. Garan didn't do something to her, did she?
Your Eminence, about today's divination seance. As I understand it, the prosecution is yet to review its content. Is this deviation from protocol a part of your plan? Prosecutor said, Marty, would you care to explain your actions? Your Eminence, the accused was caught at the scene of the crime. Therefore, I deemed no seance would be necessary for such a clear-cut case. You and your bleeding heart. You seek to spare Rifa the trauma of witnessing her father's death. Is that why you have done this? Not at all. You are concerned for me, Prosecutor Sitamardi?
That's oddly compassionate of him, all things considered.
Your Eminence, your Majesty, regardless of what is best for her benevolence, this case is blessed with a bounty of incontrovertible evidence. So I believed we could reach a swift verdict without devoting precious time to a seance. You have a point. Personally, I would like to spare her benevolence any undue misery. Experiencing the murder of a loved one is a burden no one should have to bear. Prosecutor Sitamardi, your Majesty, could this trial truly proceed without a divination seance?
I can't blame her for not wanting to experience her father's murder firsthand.
Your Eminence, what are your feelings on the matter? Shall we have a benevolence return home for some much-needed rest? We shall not. You fools spoil her with your feckless words of compassion. Listen well, Rifa. You have spoken time and time again about how grown up you are now. Yes, but... So, let us see if the royal priestess has truly come into her own. Are you prepared to fulfill your duty and perform the divination seance as you should? Yes. That's better. See? Problem solved.
Poor Rifa. Is this really a good idea? I guess we'll see.
Very well. Let us begin the divination seance. Nina, my robe? Oh. Oh.
Looks like a Nina's still missing. It's been a whole day already.
Barbed head.
Yes?
You, remove my robe.
What? Why me?
Don't keep a benevolence waiting now, Mr. Wright. Consultation is ready to begin.
Great. I've been reduced to royal robe remover. Speaking of which, Frank, need to remove a layer. It's getting warm in this room. Okay, back. Frank. It's like she's grooming Mr. Wright to be Nina's replacement.
Very well, Your Benevolence. Please start when you're ready. Come, Rifer. You know what must be done. There is no turning back now. I know.
Final memories of the deceased. Should be interesting.
O Holy Mother, we hold this divination seance in your name.
Non-canon voice.
Let the eyes of everyone here be clear, and our ears be unstopped. O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
Boy. Boy. Nothing.
It's not his real name.
Ah. I. Oh. Hmm. 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 She's hyperventilating. Oh no! Your Benevolence. What's wrong? This is unacceptable. Bailiff, take a Benevolence to the first aid station at once.
This is not good.
Your Eminence, do you have any idea why her benevolence collapsed so suddenly? It seems she was not ready for what the deceased was to reveal. It overwhelmed her. Her inexperience and immaturity left her ill-prepared to face her father's death. And she said she could go through with it. How very disappointing.
I know someone who's not winning Mother of the Year ever. I mean, of course Rife was going to be overwhelmed. She's still just a child.
It seems we have no choice but to move on to witness testimony, Your Majesty. Oh, yes, let us proceed. Bailiff, summon the first witness, if you would.
Wang. Hi.
Is this not the accused? It is indeed. I thought I would give him the opportunity to plead his case. For true justice is more than a unilateral presentation of the facts by the prosecution.
It seems uncharacteristically fair of her. Well, I mean, it also gives the accused enough rope to hang themselves with.
However, should the accused fail to produce convincing testimony, he, along with his cabal of traitorous lawyers, shall immediately be found guilty, and their heads be rolled from their shoulders.
Should have known there was a catch. Your court, your rules. Same as it always was, I see, Garan.
Now then, Mr. Dirk Sitamati, if you could enlighten us as to what happened.
Well, I would, if I could. Oh well, we're all doomed. Witness testimony. Dirk explains himself. I was struck by a sudden dizziness the moment I entered the tomb. The next thing I knew, I was standing there with a bloody knife in my hand. And lying right in front of me was Inga, dead as a doornail. I've no recollection of what happened in the interim. But I didn't kill him. At least, I don't think I did. It'd go against everything I believe in. That didn't explain squat.
For the record, let it be known that the accused's fingerprints were all over the murder.
Of course they were. He was holding it. That isn't even in dispute. Come on. Think about it.
And since he was caught in the act, there was no chance for a third party to tamper it. Well, that certainly seems to point the finger at you, Mr. Sitamati.
Even as a lawyer, I have to agree with you there, Your Majesty. Ha 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 ha! Seriously, Dirk? This is no laughing matter. Hank. This is exactly what Garan wanted. To have Dirk try to plead his case, only to fail miserably. How low can she go?
Prosecutor, behold this most unpleasant of spectacles, and let it be etched into your soul. See how, instead of accepting the inevitable, those fish-brained lawyers flounder and flop themselves straight into the abyss of despair. Yes, Your Eminence. Show me the way. Now then, will the defense please begin their cross-examination?
Cross-examination. Dirk explains himself.
I was struck by a sudden dizziness the moment I entered the tomb.
Hold it!
Oh, I'm getting the yawnies lately. You were struck by a sudden dizziness? Was it because of his illness? Is that something that's ever happened to you before?
Can't say that it has. Maybe age is catching up with me. I'm no spring chicken after all.
That's not the issue here.
A most cunning excuse, one befitting an insidious insurgent. Oh? The killer does not recall his crime. How very convenient. Next, I imagine you plead insanity. You aim to seek a lesser sentence through excuses and subterfuge, do you not?
Objection!
Don't make me laugh, your malevolence. Ooh. How dare you? I'm merely stating my innocence. I've no intention of offering excuses. It's your baseless speculation I would decry as foolish. You deceitful witch. Is it your wish that I should claim your head right now, in this very hall? Well, that would certainly speed things along.
Hold it!
Dirk? Why don't you let me handle it from here? And if there's anything you need to say, you can say it through me, okay? Anything to stop you from needling the queen. Next time you have an objection, you'd better have some proof to go with it, Dirk. The accused will continue with what he does recall the crime. The next thing I knew, I was standing there with a bloody knife in my hand.
Hold it!
Do you recall anyone putting a knife in your hand, Dirk? Wish I could say I did, but I don't remember a thing from before I came to. You think there might have been a third party in the tomb, son? Yeah, because if you didn't do it, then the real killer must have been there with you.
Objection!
You called, your eminence.
Did she go anywhere without those goons?
Was there a third party in the tomb when you were searching it? No, your eminence. We searched high and low, but found no one of the sort. And there you have it. Oh, right. They did search the place. Okay. I'm gonna need a moment. We're gonna take a short break. Y'all can do likewise. Get yourself a drink, do some self-care, whatever you might need. We will see you back here in about 10 to 15. Oh boy, sorry about that. Hopefully we can continue from here. Shenanigans. Make sure all of y'all are back around here. Small hydration, I can continue. Okay.
Oh, right. They did search the place.
Furthermore, my guards had the entire tomb surrounded, so there was no way for anyone to escape.
That's right. No one got in or out without our knowledge.
Her Eminence's on-site directives were absolutely flawless. Do you see now? The presence of a third party is beyond the realm of possibility. The tomb was, for all intents and purposes, completely sealed off from the rest of the world.
What a waste of time. How can it be any more obvious? Dirk must be the killer. Thanks for nothing, gallery guy. As if our graves weren't already deep enough.
Accused, what do you believe about the possible presence of a third party?
Well, based on the situation you presented, I'd say the chances are slim to none. Maya was there. That wasn't even a secret. You don't have to agree with her, Dirk.
Let the accused's statement be added to his testimony. Very well, Mr. Sidamati, if you would.
It's like, the more we press, the thinner our case gets. Well, let's keep pressing and maybe we'll work out the wrinkles in it too.
The possibility of a third party being there in the tomb is probably non-existent. Maya?
Hold it!
Oh, we can't prove you innocent without at least the possibility the third party was there.
Find the possible and the impossible, son. That's just what a lawyer's gotta do sometimes. Isn't that right? Right?
Oh, me? I mean, yeah, you could say that. I've seen more than my fair share of trials like that. They'd start with no viable evidence, useful testimony, or any hope of winning. But through cold sweat, desperation, and a little luck, I always managed to pull them off.
Right. I can see we are kindred spirits, you and I. Ha 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 ha.
Jeez, taking cases like that must shave years off your life. If that were true, I'd be long dead. Find the possible and the impossible? Can I prove that it was at least possible that there was a third party there? Yes, there was a known third party already there. Dirk, what did you see at the scene of the crime?
Well, let's see. I came to... and lying right in front of me was Inga, dead as a doornail.
Hold it!
You stated that he was dead as a doornail? How can you be so sure? How dead is a doornail? What would it be if he was less dead?
It's pretty easy to spot the difference between a soulless man and the soulless shell of a man. His complexion and the amount of blood at the scene made it obvious which it was. Watch your words, or you shall join Minister Inga much sooner than expected. You can bow your head before him, seek his forgiveness there in the Twilight Realm. If you still have a head to bow, that is. You bloodthirsty spider. What happened to you? There was still a little love in your heart 23 years ago. You even used to think of me as a brother. It seems you truly do have a death wish. Is that really all you've got?
Dirk, begging you, enough of the lip. Just deliver your testimony, please.
All right, I'll try.
but I can't promise anything. I've no recollection of what happened in the interim.
Hold it!
Days passed since the murder. Haven't you remembered anything in that time?
My memory is a complete blank. It's if that part of my brain has been scooped right out.
How very convenient. But even if you've no memory of the event, your guilt is without question. There is nothing more to debate.
You're forgetting one thing, Garrod. I have no motive.
You lead a band of insurgents that seeks to overthrow the government. I would say that alone is motive enough to slay our kingdom's Minister of Justice.
Objection!
I've declared countless times that I lead a bloodless revolution. I forbid violence and murder, even if some younger members may have a thirst for blood.
Bloodless revolution? You wouldn't really have a motive in that case. Is that an important statement? Yeah, sure. That was an important statement. I'd like my client to add it to his testimony. Very well then, the accused will please do as the defense has requested.
I don't have a motive for killing Inga. After all, me and my ilk seek a bloodless revolution.
Hold it!
Bloodless revolution? Could you be more specific?
I'm talking about dragging this pompous prosecutor here off her bloody throne. So go ahead, Garrod. Act all high and mighty now, because it's the last chance you'll get.
You still speak of rebellion, despite the charges against you. You truly are a fool. I will prove your guilt soon enough, and display your head for all of Hurain to see. People will forever speak of you, not as a revolutionary, but as the terrorist you are.
You're mistaken, your maleficence. It will be you the people will speak of, as a tyrant who is overthrown by our own people.
I wonder if you will still be spewing such nonsense before the headsman's axe.
I'm afraid I'll still be like this in the afterlife, despot.
I know that self-restraint is as foreign as apple pie to Dirk, but I'd really rather go home than to the Twilight Realm after this.
But I didn't kill him. At least, I don't think I did. It'd go against everything I believe in.
Hold it!
Can you state that you didn't kill him more definitively?
How can I when I have no memory of what happened?
Well, can you at least state whether or not you are a murderer?
That I can do. I am not a murderer, and I would never kill anyone, no matter the circumstances.
Objection!
And do you have any evidence to support your claim that you did not kill the minister?
Evidence? No. Can't say I do.
In that case, you will strike the statement, "I didn't kill him," from your testimony. Wait, you can't just discard testimony like that. I mean, I'm the one cross-examining the defendant and all. She was able to add stuff. Hold your prattling tongue, foreign devil. I am the queen of this kingdom, and the Queen is the law. As such, I need not follow the laws that are in place. I can make and break them at will. Henceforth, the accused will refrain from stating, "I didn't kill him." Sure, whatever. It's the Garan show after all. Same as always. Though, I guess there's no evidence that proves I didn't kill him either.
Hold it!
Dirk, leave the evidence finding to me. Now please, will you stop agreeing with everything the prosecution says?
Alright, I'll stick to the facts from now on. But remember, son, if you truly believe in me, you should be able to prove my innocence. I know you can do it.
He believes I'll prove him innocent. Even with all these inconvenient truths? Is that what he's saying? I think Dirk might be onto something. Even the most disadvantageous facts may point the way to the truth. So don't ignore them. Think of them as food for thought. Don't worry, I know. Worst of times, when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. I need to remember that, no matter how difficult the facts may be to deal with. If only we could establish the possibility of a third party, we'd bark. But does the possibility itself even exist? We don't have a choice. Proving it exists is the only way to start a real dialogue here. Have a third party. Like, it's I can't show the back. I can't present people. Good heck. Should be able to show the existence of Maya Fey, who was in fact in the room. We know that. It wasn't even back. Maybe it's in some of the evidence here. Time of death, May 18, approximately 3 p.m. Cause of death, blood loss from a stab wound in his back. Again, how could he be stabbed in the back when he was against a wall? Diagram of the crime scene. A photo of Inga's body. Inga's button. The pink butterfly pendant. Mysterious bloodstain. There you go. An unidentified bloodstain. That is a bit of evidence that is suggests an extra person. Hydrate, I can do that. Fine. Okay, so bloodstain, that's a good one. Painkiller shots. The medication Inga used for his back pain. Said to make the pain disappear. You have to be king of a country to get that. Everyone else has to suffer. Thank you for the hydrate, Adrispino. Inga's notepad. A notepad used by Inga. People's characteristics are written inside. This is a weird one.
Walk it off, peasants.
Nina, purple hat, glasses, diamond-shaped tattoo. Dirk, long hair, eye patch, blue clothes. Phoenix Wright, spiky hair, blue clothes, pink necktie. Pink? Is it actually pink? Woman's photo. Photo showing Dirk and Amber's life on the run about 23 years ago. Channeling photo. What? A picture taken around 2 p.m. of the channeling right. Albie's statement. At around 2 p.m., Dad slept out of a bizarre manhole, got yelled at by a dog and a warbird, and then threw a firecracker. The shock look on Albie's face had Dad in stitches when the police came along and detained the rebel. The noise spooked Shadow, who ran off. When Albie caught up to him in the courtyard, Shadow had what looked to be Nina's hat. So, first off, this testimony reveals the location of the secret hideout. No! Dirk's Law Book. Yep, a Defense Culpability Act. In the name of the Queen. Incidentally, if Amra's alive, why is Garan the Queen? She should not have this title. Well, I mean, yes, abdication, whatever. Amra's assassination file. We know about the assassination of Sleeping Pill, oh dear. Apollo's father. And Nayuta. Okay. The dragon never yields. Alright. Bloodstain it is.
Objection!
Bonk. Your Eminence, I'm afraid this trial will not go exactly as you anticipated. Because I can show there might have been a third party in that tomb. Oh, how very fascinating. Go on. I do so love a good fairy tale. We did a luminol test at the crime scene. We found a bloodstain that didn't match the Justice Minister's blood. I'll remind you that neither Dirk nor actual third party in the room, Miss Faye, were injured during the incident. The thing is, this bloodstain we found had been wiped up by someone. What's this? But who would have done such a thing? That's a big question, isn't it? Who wiped up the blood and why? Thinking about it logically, it must be someone who wanted to conceal their presence at the scene of the crime. Oh. And to whom do you suppose the bloodstain might belong? Bloodstain belongs to the real killer, Amara. The bloodstain belongs to the real killer, of course. Whoever it was, they were probably shot while they were attacking Minister Inga. And since their blood would give them away, they had to wipe it up. I say this because we know for a fact that the Justice Minister fired his gun in the tomb.
Objection!
You have the memory of a flea. There was nowhere for anyone to hide. This, too, is a known fact.
Objection!
But a bloodstain from a third party means that there must have been someone hiding there. Very well, then. Tell me this. Where was this third party hiding? The crime scene was thoroughly searched after it was discovered. So if there was a hiding place, it would have to be somewhere no one would dare look. Yes, the sarcophagus, I know. Somewhere where no one would dare look? Huh. Let's have your answer, defense. Now, where could a third party have hidden? Sarcophagus.
Take that!
There's one place no one would search, not even the Queen's Royal Guard. And that would be... inside Queen Amra's sarcophagus. Even now, it's locked up tight. No one would find you if you hid in there. I'm told that it's temperature controlled to preserve the mummy within. But if someone dressed warmly enough, they could withstand the cold for a short time. This is sacrilege. Surely the perpetrator of such a foul deed would be cursed. But that's just it. The killer knew everyone would be too scared to open the sarcophagus. True. The guards were so scared of being cursed, they wouldn't even touch it. And when the coast was clear, the killer made a quick escape from within their frigid confines. Well now, that does sound like a plausible method of evading capture. The defense requests a DNA test on the bloodstain. The and then we'll see just who the real killer is.
Such insolence!
Hmm? Bow your head and kneel, lawyer. So your head may be parted from your shoulders. Huh? The trial's not even over. Whoa! How soon you forget. You're already on the headsman's scaffold. As such, I could order your beheading at any moment. You're doomed. All I did was request a DNA test? There is no need to request such a test. Royal Guard, bring it forth now. Here you are, Your Eminence. The police have already identified the source of the bloodstain. The DNA test revealed that the blood is of the traitor, Dirk said Marty. What? But Dirk wasn't injured, so where did his blood come from? Maybe he coughed it up? Hmm? Dirk's illness. Still, there was a lot of blood. Could he have really coughed up that much? And did he wipe it up to hide his failing health? Dirk? Is it really that bad? Aw, shoot. You got me. Hold on. We need to throw out our pool bomb. Oh no. 2 minutes to decide the fate of the future of the stream. Well, of today's stream. Yes, yes. Aw, shoot, you got me. Mysterious bloodstain updated in the court record. A bloodstain from Amra's tomb. Analysis reveals that it's Dirk's blood. Pay attention, Horn Devil, for this case has already been solved. You claim that this bloodstain would lead us to the real killer, did you not? About that. Did you, or did you not, make that claim of your own volition, defense? Yes, I did. After she steered you in that direction, that is. I fell right into her trap. Do you see now the folly in imposing the very embodiment of the law? Whatever you say or do shall come to no avail. A third party at the scene of the crime? It's beyond the realm of possibility. Oh! Praise be for Queen Garan. Her Eminence's legal tactics are beyond compare. I hate to say this, but she really got us good. The key to Amra's sarcophagus is under the protection of the royal family. My husband and I are the only ones who could open it. Therefore, it would be impossible for some knave to open it. Imagine if only either one of you or your husband were at the site. Oh yeah, one of them certainly was. Can I really discount the sarcophagus as a hiding place, though? No, you can't. What if the real killer's still in there? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! No, that's just ridiculous. Okay, Paul says to continue with this game. I believe we have rebels and sympathizers in the gallery today. It is to you I speak. Have you been listening? Dirk Sadmadi, the one who proclaimed a bloodless revolt, has betrayed your cause by resorting to murder. No, it can't be. Dirk would never. There must be some kind of mistake. The Defiant Dragons and their sympathizers are starting to have doubts. Oh no. Second here. It's time to put layers back on as the day continues to cool. Oh no. The Defiant Dragons and their sympathizers are starting to have doubts. So this is why Gowron allowed us to cross-examine Dirk. By establishing his guilt in Inga's murder, she's effectively damaged his reputation among those who support him. True, but now we have an even bigger problem. And now, filthy lawyers, you will honor your end of the bargain. Bargain? No. Accept your guilty verdict for your failure to explain your client's actions. Now, I shall pass judgment upon the criminal, Dirk Sadmadi. What's this? You shall pass judgment? But your eminence, is that not my role? Hold your tongue. You are but a figurehead before me, the embodiment of law. Consider yourself dismissed. As Queen of Crime, I shall now pass judgment upon the accused. Guilty.
Objection!
Wait. You didn't even give me a chance to rebut. No, when you're defeated, lawyer. But just this once, I'm willing to show you the depths of my compassion. Tell me why I should allow these proceedings to continue. Come, convince me. Quick, Apollo. Even if you have to bluff, we've got to keep this trial going. Show her that crime could have been committed by a third party. How am I supposed to do that? What did you start with? How about the timing of Inga's murder? What? This whole case is built on a single premise. That Inga was murdered after Dirk entered the tomb. But what if that's not true? Like, if her assumptions are all wrong? It just might work. Well, don't keep us waiting, Vince. Dirk became the prime suspect? Because it didn't seem probable that there was a third party at the scene of the crime. There isn't a question we should ask ourselves at this time. Was Minister Inga really killed after Dirk entered the tomb? What nonsense is this? Setting aside the assumption that murder occurred after Dirk arrived on the scene, opens up the possibility of a third party committing the crime. The question before us is, when was Minister Inga really killed? Before Dirk entered the tomb.
And impossible that before Dirk even set foot in the tomb, Miss Ringo was already dead? That would certainly make the possibility of a third party more probable. Oh, yeah. More probable. Why, of course. I fell unconscious right after I entered the tomb. Even if I hadn't, I wouldn't have had a clear line of sight to his body from the entrance. Which means... you wouldn't have noticed his body either way. This scenario is entirely possible. And so we can't rule out the possibility of a third person committing the crime. I see. Well, that certainly does make sense. So far, so good. This might actually work. Very well. I shall play along with whatever little game you have knocking around in that tiny mind. I was starting to get quite bored of all this. I could do with a distraction. Yes. Let us hear some testimony that will shed light on when exactly the minister was slain. Bailiff, summon Rifa. Surely she has recovered by now. But what about me? Don't I serve a purpose anymore? No, you don't. I hope you're feeling better, Your Benevolence. Must I perform the divination seance? What? Oh, no. We merely require your testimony this time. How could my testimony be of any value? Your Benevolence. Princess Rifa seems awfully depressed. After what she's been through, summoning her again is like rubbing salt in the wound. Being unable to perform the seance was probably the last straw. Back. Hi. I hope she didn't pass out again. Prosecutor Sidmati, may I ask you something? Of course, Your Benevolence. I've been meaning to ask you this since yesterday. Did you know about Queen Amara and about me? From where did you hear such a thing? From Mother, and only yesterday. Rifa was carrying on about telling the truth to the people. So I told her what the truth really was. For it is up to a mother to discipline her child. I see. Be that as it may, Your Benevolence, it has no bearing upon our trial here today. So, there is no need to let it trouble you. I know. Got Ren told Rifa about something other than Amara's status? Sounds like it. What could it be? That she's actually Amara's child? And Dirk's child? Rifa, the defense has proposed something preposterous. They somehow think your father was already dead when Dirk entered the tomb. But I believe you can prove them wrong. Are you prepared to do what is required of you? Yes, I'm ready to testify. Very well, then, Your Benevolence. Your testimony, if you please. Dance again.
No, just testimony, right. What have I witnessed? On the day of the murder, I was gazing upon the courtyard from my second floor veranda. Around 2:30 p.m., I saw my father heading for Amber's tomb. Then, at about 2:45, I saw Bobhead and company enter the courtyard. I saw no one go in right of the tomb after my father entered about 2:30 p.m. Your second floor veranda? Oh, she must be talking about that house facing his private residence. So that's the location for which you saw your father? And at about 2:30? Yes. And shortly after that, you people arrived at the royal residence. So, after the minister entered Amber's tomb at around 2:30, no one went in or out of there until the murder was discovered. The tomb was closed to outsiders, so no one could have snuck in before the murder. That rules out any possibility of a third party lying in wait to slay my poor husband. So she'd like us to believe. Now hear me, you useless lawyer. Cease this charade and bow before me. For I, Queen Garan, shall finally have your head. Forgive me, Your Eminence, but first let's allow the defense to question the witness. Yes. Cross-examination. What Rifle witnessed? On the day of the murder, I was gazing upon the courtyard from my second floor veranda.
Hold it!
You say you'd been watching the courtyard until we arrived, correct?
Sorry, you say you've been watching the courtyard until we arrived, correct? It seems like an awfully long time. There is much that weighs upon my mind. I see. She really does sound troubled.
I don't think she ever fully recovered from the previous trial.
Your benevolence. As Crown Princess, you are destined to rule this kingdom one day. That means there will be many things that you alone must determine. Things like how to keep your people happy, and what is true and what is false. And most importantly, what role you must play with therein. I wondered if I'm even up to the task.
I guess it's not easy being a princess. Your benevolence? I'd be happy to lend an ear if you'd ever like to talk.
What would you do, my bears? Do not presume to exceed your station in life.
Sheesh, teenagers.
Your benevolence, what did you witness from your veranda? Well, around 2:30 p.m., I saw my father heading for Amber's tomb.
Hold it!
Did your father seem different or troubled in any way?
Let me think. Oh, there was one unusual thing.
There was?
Yes, a shriek emanated from within my father's quarters. After which I witnessed him bolt outside, his countenance drained of its usual color.
He screamed and was looking pale? 1 second. You're gonna grab a bark. Hey. Squeaky chair. I'm trying to remain awake. It is for some reason difficult tonight. He screamed and he was looking pale. What do you suppose happened?
I knew not. Perhaps he had a bad dream.
Maybe it was a nightmare about being raked over the coals by the Queen.
It seems our young lawyer here wishes to hasten his journey to the Twilight Realm.
Sorry. That was rude of me.
Does the defense believe the witness's last statement to be important?
I believe it is. I would like the witness to add it to her testimony.
My father let out a scream and came dashing out of his room, his face pale.
Hold it!
And why do you think he screamed? Was he surprised by someone who didn't belong there? Did anyone else come out?
I didn't see anyone else, just my father.
Last statement was seriously lacking in conviction. Should I press her on this? Yeah. What?
Press softly, press harshly.
Why? Your benevolence.
Yes.
This incident was a real shock to us all. It must have been really terrible for you. But I want to let you know, I know how you feel.
Please stop. You presume too much.
It's times like these you need someone to take your mind off things. How about we all go on a picnic together or something?
Okay, that's pressing a little softer than I would have done. I need no sympathy from you. Go on your little picnic alone, Hornhead.
Well, that didn't go well. Apollo, you have to take a more aggressive approach with people like her. Yeah, he's probably right.
Now, back to my testimony.
Or I could take a more aggressive tone.
Hold it!
And why do you think he screamed? Was he surprised by somebody who didn't belong there? Did anyone else come out?
I didn't see anyone else. Just my father.
Last statement was seriously lacking conviction. Should I press her on this? It would be rough. Your benevolence. Let's have some details. The more the better.
Details, you say?
Yes. For example, you're sure you didn't see anyone in the royal residence before 2:30? Well, is that a yes or a no?
Good fallen devil. I've been gazing upon the courtyard since about 2 yesterday. Yet I saw none other than my father. Oh, if only I had stopped him then. Oh.
I think you've struck a nerve, or rather, obliterated one. Maybe I pushed a little too hard.
Phoenix told me to do it.
Still, that last statement seemed a little off somehow. So, you didn't see anyone except your father in the courtyard after 2 p.m. Please add that to your testimony, your benevolence.
I'd been gazing upon the courtyard since about 2, but Father was the only one I saw. You didn't see Albie?
Hold it!
Is the royal residence always so empty? Naturally, it is where the royal family lives, and we are few in number. Besides tonight and the little birds who visit, I have no one else to talk to. Is there anything more stereotypically princessy than talking to birds? So, Nina wasn't around at all yesterday? It seems she was quite busy. I was all alone the entire day. It's been like this a lot lately. Raifa doesn't go to school, so she probably doesn't have any close friends. She must lead a rather solitary life. I guess being a princess is not as cracked up to be. Raifa, I shall buy you a new servant. I don't want you to buy me a servant like some sort of pet. I want a Nina. I'm beginning to see why Raifa turned out the way she did. Your benevolence, please tell us about what happened after you saw your father. Well, it was around 2:30 when I saw him heading for the tomb. Then, at around 2:45, I saw a bobheaded company into the courtyard.
Hold it!
2:45. Yes, I believe that's around when we arrived. Mr. Wright, Athena, Dirk and I were running toward the tomb. Yes, I was taken aback as we don't normally see commoners in the palace courtyard. Even more shocking was that Dirk, a wanted man, was with you. Yeah, I suppose so. I thought the villainous leader of the Defiant Dragons was here with his minions. Because it was, time for the revolution. I think you've been watching too much of the TV show. I have already banned its broadcast for containing content unsuitable for our kingdom. Besides, the actress playing Raifa looked nothing like her. I can't have my subjects feeling so disappointed when they see the real Maya. The real Raifa. We might stop at the end of the hour instead of going all the way to 10:30. I'm bargaining. Mother, why are you so cruel to me? Are you so ashamed? Once I'm all grown up, I should be just as full-figured as that actress. She's placing all her hopes on one final growth spurt. For her sake, I hope it's in her DNA. I suppose you could always hope for a miracle. Oh, I'll show you. I shall double my milk intake and grow big and strong. There, benevolence. I think you're fine just the way you are. Now, may I ask that you continue with the testimony? I wish I could grow up faster. I saw no one go in or out of the tomb after my father entered at about 2:30.
Hold it!
Long. Is it possible you missed seeing someone pass through? No, my veranda has a commanding view of the entire grounds, and I saw no one else. No one you would count as a person.
But that doesn't seem right somehow.
Do not underestimate my daughter. She may be lacking elsewhere, but her eyes are the finest. Lacking elsewhere?
Talk about a mother I'd never wish on my worst enemy. She needs Nina more than ever. Rife, I didn't see anybody in the royal residence after 2 p.m. It's a really long time just to look at a courtyard. She was probably lost in thought. Oh, she's about that. She's at the age where I'm sure she's got a lot on her mind.
The day of the murder, I was gazing upon the courtyard. Okay, so we saw all this. The only one you saw. Yet, the boy. Well, not to this date. This happened around 2, and this was gazing since 2. This is the one to push at. Wait, no, after your father entered. Okay, so that is not in accordance with this one, because this happened at 2. But the other one. Let's try it here. It's not going to like it, but we'll see if we get the information about it. LB.
Objection!
There you go.
You're benevolent. You're covering for someone, aren't you?
Huh? I don't know what you're talking about.
Sorry, Rifa, but you're not going to like this. Well, the thing is, I have a statement here that you might find interesting. It's from a witness who claims that around 2 p.m. his dog got loose and ran in the palace courtyard. That's when the little fellow stole this hat from himself.
Ah, that's Nina's. I mean, nothing, never mind.
Oh ho.
Fool of a daughter.
It seems the princess made a blunder. So let me get this straight. This is Nina's hat, which means she had to have been in the royal residence around 2. If so, then you had to have seen Nina sometime after 2 p.m. yesterday. And also Albie? Hello?
No!
Please, your benevolence, tell us what you really saw.
Just as you say, Hornhead, I saw Nina, and I saw that dingbat dog steal her hat from her head in front of my father's residence.
I knew it. Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Because my mother told me not to.
What? Do you care to explain your benevolence?
I requested she withhold said information, for it is of no relevance to this case.
Objection!
You don't get to decide.
If you disagree, then prove that it is relevant to the cause at hand.
Oh, I will. Your benevolence, please tell us everything you witnessed when you saw Nina.
All right. When I saw that dingbat dog attack Nina, I ran to help. I raced to my second floor second floor veranda, down to the courtyard.
Oh, wait. That means that while you were coming down, you took your eyes off the courtyard?
Yes, but only for a moment.
Eh? This is crucial testimony. If you took your eyes off the courtyard, it means somebody else could have entered the tomb without you ever knowing.
Ah,
You're benevolent. Are you sure no one else was there?
yes.
She's hiding something again. What about Nina? Were you able to help her?
When I got down to the courtyard, Nina she was gone.
Gone.
Yes, and I never saw her again after that.
Any idea what happened?
That dingbat dog must have gobbled it up.
Suddenly four. I seriously doubt that. How could Nina simply disappear while Rifa wasn't looking? Rifa must know something. The only question is what? Rifa knows where Nina disappeared to.
Well,
When she was surprised about Nina. That's Nina's. She mean nothing, never mind. I say why Nina disappeared. This is wrong, but... why do you suppose Nina disappeared? Even an educated guess would help.
for example,
maybe she got fed up with you acting like a spoiled child? You know, something like that.
such impudence. Nina would not leave me merely for acting spoiled.
You're not even going to deny your behavior? In any case, seems I was wrong. Moving right along. Rifa must know where Nina disappeared to? Do you have any idea where Nina disappeared to?
What do you mean?
Well, during the time you took your eyes off the courtyard, someone could have headed in the tomb. And it just so happens that Nina disappeared right at that moment.
No.
Wait, you think Nina had something to do with the murder? Yes. I don't think we can rule it out. It sounds like something had kept Nina occupied since early morning. Plus, she was seen right before the murder, and then seemed to vanish in thin air. You're right. Since she's Rifa's attendant, she could come and go as she pleased within the palace grounds. Could Rifa's attendant really be the killer? Oh, heck. Alright. Could Rifa's attendant really be the killer? But that would mean...
First my father, and now Nina. These were the people I trusted most. How could this be?
Objection!
Do not heed their lies. Lawyers of a foul breed, quick to claim that a third party is to blame for a crime. Nina did not enter the tomb, that much is certain.
How can you be so sure?
When Nina's hat was stolen, that crazed cur spilled an urn full of water upon my husband's doorstep. Is that not right, Raifa? Yes, yes it is. While the dingbat dog was tugging on Nina's hat, it tipped over the urn. The bottoms of her shoes would have been soaked with water. And if she truly headed into the tomb with wet shoes... Oh, sorry, this is all the Queen. She would have left shoe prints along the way. The only shoe prints to be found belong to my husband, Inga. Huh? Then... That's right. Nina never did go into the tomb that day. Instead, she entered my husband's private quarters. How do you know? It's quite simple. Shoe prints were discovered in Inga's private quarters. Shoe prints that belonged to Nina. That's right. Edward and I did see some shoe prints in there. Now do you understand? Nina could not possibly have gone into the tomb. And that supposed third person at the crime scene is but a figment of your imagination. Ah. Another glorious deduction. All hail the genius that is the remnants Queen Garan. Bow down before her glory, witness lawyer. Witless. Something like that. Rudy Hara. Get those guys fanboy any harder. Oh, it's really true? Did Nina not go into the tomb? Excuse me, but... Mr. Wright? Your benevolence, what time was it when that dog attacked Nina? I believe it was about 2:15 p.m. I see. Apollo, if Nina entered Inga's private quarters at around 2:15, and Inga came racing out at around 2:30, pale-faced and screaming, then... Ah, I know what you're getting at. Perhaps the intervening time. Yes, that might explain his scream. Would the defense please share their theory regarding Justice Minister Inga's scream? Certainly, Your Majesty. Magistry. Minister Inga screamed because... he was attacked by Nina? He saw a ghost? Maybe he was attacked by Nina. This would make the Justice Minister's private quarters the real scene of the crime.
Objection!
Does your idiocy know no bounds? The minister's body was found in the tomb. Or are you suggesting that the body was moved? Do I think the minister was moved from his private quarters? I think the possibility exists. We'll have a picture of the office. I don't know, but I'm gonna say yes. Consider the fact that the body was found in the tomb. I'd say there's a possibility. What utter nonsense. Raifa had been watching the courtyard. Yet you would suggest that someone could have transported the body unnoticed. You have a point there. In that case, I'd say there's no way the body was moved. After all, there was an awful lot of blood in it.
I understand if the scream was in reaction to Nina's attack. But Inga died in the tomb. We need to experience. Or we need to explain how these two realities could coincide. Are we supposed to do that? Oh, maybe... Maybe where he was stabbed or where he died were two completely different locations? What do you mean? It's just, let's take a look at this, let's look at this as simply as possible. If the minister's body wasn't moved, he might have been stabbed by Nina's private quarters, but then died in the tomb. I see. On the one hand, that seems plausible, and on the other, it seems decidedly implausible. Prosecutor Sidmadi, what is that fool babbling on about now? Is this a riddle from those fortune cookies Americans seem so fond of? Perhaps, but I believe he himself does not know what he means to say. In all likelihood, it was a poor attempt to confuse us. We should simply ignore him.
Objection!
I wouldn't finish yet, so hold on for the analysis, would you? The autopsy report never stated the minister's death was instantaneous. So he could have conceivably moved from one place to another after being stabbed. Oh my, are you suggesting he ran all the way to the tomb with a knife sticking out of his back? Well, yes, that's the gist of it. In short, Minister Inga saw Nina with a knife, let out a scream, and when he turned his back to her to flee... Right, that's when he was stabbed from behind.
Such insolence!
Well, Your Majesty, is that cold water? How dare you bore me like this? Huh? You're a humorless moron, spewing an endless stream of unamusing drivel. I'm trying to be funny, Your Eminence. Prosecutor, enlighten this ignorant clown in lawyer's clothing. Your Eminence. Ha! Naira? You dull, slow-witted, putrid-minded lawyer. Perhaps you would be too stupid to notice you had been stabbed in the back, but a normal person would have noticed due to the excruciating pain. Oh no, the painkillers are that good? Now hold on. Allow me to teach you the meaning of pain. Please stop. Naita has a point. Normally, most people would notice a dagger in their back. Yeah, I doubt someone could ignore pain like this. Still, in this case, it's the word normally that we should emphasize. Apollo, take another look at the court record. Right, there must be something that explains this. There's a reason Inga didn't feel any pain. The defense will submit evidence proving just that. Very well, please present your evidence. Why didn't Justice Minister Inga notice that he'd been stabbed? He has really, really amazing meds.
Take that!
Oh, those are my father's painkiller shots. The defense will explain the significance of this evidence. Minister Inga suffered from terrible back pain, so he often injected himself with these. told that one shot in the back would make all his pain go away. With this, it's easy to explain what happened. Don't tell me you didn't know about these remnants.
You can't mean.
Mr. Ingo was stabbed at his back, close to where he usually injected the painkiller. Therefore, it's entirely possible he hadn't noticed that he'd been stabbed.
Huh? What's this? Again. People do not get painkillers that good, unfortunately. Then... Are you suggesting Justice Minister Inga really ran off with the knife protruding from his back?
I'm your magistrate.
So then, when I saw my father, he had a knife sticking out of him. I mean, with that cape of his, I couldn't see his back very well. Oof. I mean, with that cape of his, I couldn't see his back very well.
Yes, the knife was there. It was just plunged in so deep you didn't notice under the cape. Therefore, when you saw your father, he was already dead. Murdered by Nina in his private quarters.
Pulkunka! Holy Mother of Crying, are we dealing with living dead here?
Well, technically, he wasn't dead yet. I know it's hard to believe, but this is a plausible sequence of events. And once Mr. Ingo arrived at the tomb, he could have removed the knife and dropped dead from blood loss.
Nina killed my father. There must be some mistake.
The defense would like to call Nina to the stand.
Objection!
You seek to drag an innocent old woman to the stand with no proof whatsoever.
Well, there's no real proof.
Tangled web of corpses. What a tangled web of expedient lies you weave. I can no longer tell fact from fiction. Oh, what shall I believe in now?
I'm sorry, Rafa. All I've done is confuse you. But I have a sneaking suspicion Nina's involved in this case one way or another. Just what I thought. We'd blown this case wide open. Well, there's no turning back now.
Fool of a lawyer. I know why you're so desperate to prove the accused innocent.
You do?
Yes, because he faces public execution if found guilty. As shall you, under the stipulations of the Defense Culpability Act. From the moment you accepted this case, you've had no choice but to fight for your lives.
No. Simple fact is I've always believed that Dirk is innocent.
Ah, still you cling to your pretense. Very well, I shall offer you a bargain. You would admit the accused is guilty, right here, right now. I shall overlook your crime of abetting him, and you will not be subject to execution.
Is this some sort of joke?
Far from it. As Queen, I have the power to grant pardons, even to criminals like you. And with a wave of my hand, I can even reduce the severity of a sentence. Perhaps even for Dirk, should you be willing to cooperate.
She wasn't kidding when she said that she's the law here. But to flaunt that power in our faces like that, that's just wrong.
Forget all that has transpired in our kingdom, and return to your own country in peace. Well, will you abandon your defense of the accused and accept my generous offer?
I'll take this deal. We'll be executed along with Dirk if he's found guilty. What should I do?
I don't know. We're gonna have to figure it out next time.
Oh no.
Oh, because